Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today, I'm going to explain about the instrument in a journal or instrument in a quantitative research. So before I start, I will mention my group members. The first is Indah Rizky Julianti, Priscilla Dewi Awan Suledatu, me, Devian Aulia Putri, and Marsha Adelia Imelda. So the first, I will explain the general definition of the instruments, then I will explain and mention where and what the instruments are in the 10 journals I have chosen. So, general explanation of instrument used in articles. First is title. A title is what each article within a journal has been titled by its author. It provides a succinct description of the content of the article. Second is author. In research, an author is a person whose contribution to the production of a research article or another research publication is significant enough to merit their inclusion in the list of authors based on Toinen 2018. Third is research design. Research design is the framework of research methods and techniques chosen by researchers to conduct a study. Next is population and sample. Population refers to a group of individuals or objects possessing specific characteristics under investigation, such as all the inhabitants of a nation. And the sample is a smaller subset of the population selected for testing or analysis used to estimate the population. Next is data collection procedure. Refers to the systematic steps employed to gather information or data in a research or analysis. The next is data analysis techniques, a set of methods and procedures used to examine, clean, transform, interpret, and draw conclusion from data. And the last is finding and conclusion. Research finding refer to results obtained from a research or investigation conducted through a systematic and scientific approach. And then conclusion refers to the final section of a research paper or report where the researcher summarizes the key findings of the study, discuss their implications, and provides a closing statement or perspective on the research. Okay, so in the journal 1 or article 1, the title is an online English learning model integrating the flipped classroom interactive response system and task-based language teaching design-based Rislow Arch. And the author is Kiki Julie Anggara, Sri Kupsukomenus, Sudhakarn Patamadilok. And research design, it involves specific objectives to bring change in student learning beyond the play of flipped classroom, interactive response system, and task-based language. And then the population and sample. The population consists of students enrolled in English for academic communication at Walayilak University, Thailand during one semester in 2022. The sample involved two groups of students that were assigned from the larger population of students. And the data collection procedure. It included the pre-test and post-test of writing and speaking for both groups. And data analysis techniques, pair sample statistic, pair sample test, and independent sample test. Findings and conclusion. The newly developed online English teaching combined the flipped classroom, interactive response, and task-based language teaching at once, where it can reduce student workload and optimize outcomes. Okay, In the journal too, the title is Low English Proficiency Teachers Challenge in Bilingual. The author is Sheng Xiang Seng, Si Ling Huang, and Cheng Yi Chen. Research design. It highlighted the issues related to the transition of subject teachers to bilingual teachers. Population example. The population includes subject teachers at 3 secondary schools in Taiwan, and the sample includes 52 subject teachers who complete the bilingual teacher training program and introduce bilingual instruction in their course. Data collection procedure. The study gathered data using two methods: a survey on the subject, teachers' bilingual instruction knowledge, and group interviews. Data analysis techniques, descriptive statistics, per sample t-tests, and qualitative contents analysis. And the last is findings and conclusion. The results show improvement in content, linguistics, and pedagogical knowledge of bilingual instruction to enhance students' global competitiveness, mobility, and language proficiency challenge in ASEAN EFL. Okay, in the journal 3, the title is using systemic functional linguistics and the genre-based approach in EFL classroom language communities of practices. The author is Akiko Nagao. Research design is mixed method. Population and sample. The population in this study is university-level learners of English as a foreign language or EFL. The sample includes those who are pursuing EFL within the Department of Business Administration at a private tertiary institution and first-year EFL student from an international studies program at another private university. Data collection procedure. The data collection procedure in this study involves learning reflection shared through journals, data collection through pre and end of semester essays, and face-to-face interviews. Data analysis techniques. The study used descriptive statistics to analyze the frequency of learners' cognitive and metacognitive knowledge in each COP. And then the last is findings conclusion. The study found that low intermediate English learners, or COP1, struggle with using bottom-up strategies for reading and writing, focusing on top-down strategies like genre structures. And conversely, high intermediate English learners, or COP2, use both top and down and bottom up strategies in their learning reflection journals. The findings suggest that teachers need to communicate these strategies more explicitly in their English teaching methodology to help learners with low English proficiency improve their target language proficiency. Okay, the next is Journal 4. In the Journal 4, the title is Do Learning Strategies Lead to Improved English Proficiency? A study of university students in Thailand. The author is Aisyah Apridayani, Walailak University, Kimitoj, National University of Battambang. Research design, quantitative research, population and sample. The population in this study was undergraduate non-English major students at one university in Thailand. The sample was 710 undergraduate non-English major students from 12 different schools at one university in Thailand. The participants were selected using both purposeful and random sampling methods. Data collection procedure. The study was approved by the Ethics Committee in Human Research at Aulia University. The research objectives were explained to the participants prior to data collection. They signed a consent form to participate in the study. A Google form was used to distribute the questionnaire. It took about 5 until 10 minutes to complete the questionnaire. Data analysis techniques. The study used exploratory factor analysis or EFA to examine the construct validity of the questionnaire. Principal axis factoring or PAF was chosen as the extraction method and orthogonal rotation. The number of factors to be retained was determined by a Kaiser criterion, agent value greater than 1, and the cutoff point for accepted factor learning was at 30. The data were analyzed using SPSS software. And the last is findings and conclusion. The study reveals moderate learning strategies among Thai university students, with no significant difference in overall strategies. However, cognitive and affective strategies differed among groups A1, A2, and B1. These findings are crucial for teachers to understand students' English learning strategies and plan effective English curriculums. However, limitations exist due to quantitative data. The next is Journal 5. The title is Does Complexity Mean Quality? Association between Popular Automatic Linguistic Complexity Measure and L2 Writing Quality Feature. The author is Izhou Wang, University of Melbourne. Research design, quantitative research, and population ensemble. The present study analyzes a total of 640 edit writing samples in the International Corpus Network of ASEAN Learners of English, which covers a wide range of geographical backgrounds and has a balanced selection of writing from beginner to intermediate level L2 English learners from 10 countries and areas in Asia. Data collection procedure. The ICNA-LE corpus also reports a weighted sum score based on the 5-feature scores, which reflects the overall rating quality. For each quality feature, a score of 10 until 12 indicates excellent to very good quality. A score of 7 until 9 indicates good to average quality. And a score of 4 until 6 indicates fair to poor quality, and a score below 3 indicates very poor quality. Data analysis techniques. To answer the research question, two analyses were carried. First, a series of correlation tests check the relationship between all 22 linguistic complexity measures and 6 writing quality feature scores. Second, the linguistic complexity measures were used to build stepwise linear regression models in which the writing quality features are predicted by a linear combination of a set of linguistic complexity measures. Findings and conclusion. The study reveals that not all automatic complexity measures significantly correlate with text quality, and the complexity quality link is specific to the quality dimension. Some complexity measures are stable correlates, making them ideal for rapid quality screening. The combination of complexity measures explains 23% of overall L2 writing quality, 24.7% of lexical quality, and 23% of language use quality. Complexity does not equal quality, and ultimate complexity teach should not replace human rating. Okay. The next is Journal 6. In the Journal 6, the title is Language Learners Interactional Competence and Synchronous Online Group Activities. The author is Hoai Huang and Benjamin Luke Morehouse, and the research design involves discussing the importance of interactivity in online language learning and the competencies required for effective engagement. The author emphasizes the concept of effective engagement and the concept emphasizes the concept of classroom interpersonal competence or CIC and its significance for teachers in facilitating interaction. The research also acknowledged the differences between physical and virtual classrooms and calls for more understanding of students' competencies in using interaction for synchronous online learning. Population and sample. The population in this text refers to individuals engaged in online language learning contexts, including teachers and students. The sample in this text pertains to the specific group of teachers and students who are involved in online language learning, particularly those who are part of the study or discussion mentioned in the text. Data collection procedure. The data collection procedure used in this text appears to involve a qualitative analysis of online language learning practice, teacher and student competencies, and the role of digital tools in facilitating interaction. The information seems to have been collected through an examination of existing research, educational practice, and expert opinions to support the document's conclusion and recommendation. Data analysis techniques. The use of digital tools such as video conferencing system, gaming platforms, and collaborative tools, as well as strategies like longer wait times and explicit question sequence to facilitate online interaction. The text also emphasizes the need for research on student understanding of interaction, competencies, and the acquisition of these competencies in online learning setting. Finding and conclusion. The concept of classroom interpersonal competence or CIC is crucial for teachers to facilitate interaction and create a conducive learning environment. The study suggests that teachers should allocate time for students to participate, contribute, and receive feedback using tools like video conferencing systems, gaming platforms, and collaborative tools. The text also highlights the technological competencies needed for effective use of virtual classroom platforms and calls for further research in this area. Okay, the next is Journal 7. The title is An Exploration of Teacher Roles in Blended EFL Context in Vietnam. The author is Giang Hong Nguyen and Ilk Stretch. Research design is qualitative. Population and sample. The population in this context refers to English as a foreign language, teachers in Vietnam who are involved in teaching English language course. The study focused on a sample of 6 EFL teachers teaching mixed English classes at 2 universities in Vietnam. The sample of 6 teachers is selected from the larger population of EFL teachers in Vietnam. Data analysis technique. This technique involves systematically analyzing textual data to identify themes, patterns, and meaning within the text. It could help uncover insight about the perception and practice of EFL teacher. their challenge and the effectiveness of blended learning in the context of English language teaching in Vietnam. Findings and conclusion. The study aims to improve English language proficiency and professional growth of EFL teachers in Vietnam by investigating their perception and practice. It concludes by stressing the significance of teacher autonomy and professional development opportunities in implementing blended learning effectively. The next is Journal 8. The title is Chinese Speaking Undergraduates in Australia. The author is King Chen and Ann Twait and Brian Moon. Research design. The document engage in literature review, explores various theories and methods, and present a case study approach to understand students' performance, perception, and response. The study also focused on a specific group of L1 Chinese-speaking students in Australia. Okay, data collection procedure. Qualitative. Conduct interview to gather students' perception and respond to the teaching of lexical chunks. Thematic analysis of interview response. And quantitative, analyze students writing sample before and after the intervention. Comparative analysis of writing samples to measure improvements in cohesion and coherence. Data analysis technique. This case is centered around qualitative methods like content analysis, thematic analysis, and narrative interpretation. Findings and conclusion. The conclusion underscores that solely relying on lexical methods might not be entirely effective, especially for complex genres at the tertiary level. The paper raised questions about the connection between lexical chunk knowledge and English writing proficiency based on a study of a small group of L1 Chinese-speaking students in Australia. It highlights the importance of lexical chunks, explores teaching challenges, and discusses the complexities of incorporating them into EAL academic writing. Journal 9. The title is From Classroom to Computer, examining the strategic shifts of EFL. The EFL learners during the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, the author is Adel Aburatwan, and the research design is quantitative research. Population and sample. The population is all English students who were enrolled in intake classes at a university in Jordan during the COVID-19 pandemic. The sample in the study consists of 128 English students who completed the SIL or SILL questionnaire and returned it fully answered. Data collection procedure. Emailing the SILL questionnaire to 140 English students in intake classes along with instruction on how to complete the survey and the background questionnaire. Only 128 students returned the questionnaire fully answered. Data analysis technique. Descriptive statistic, ANOVA, and t-tests. Findings and conclusion. This study found that students in the English department use strategies at a moderate level with metacognitive strategies used at a high level. The pandemic has had a significant impact on student learning, including second language acquisition. However, this study has some limitations, such as the lack of standardized measured to determine students' proficiency levels and the different numbers of students in different groups. This research emphasizes the need for educational institutions to address the psychological issues arising from the pandemic and its impact on language learning. And the last journal is an analysis of EFL teachers' digital creativity and its relation to their instructional creativity, a case of Indonesian primary and secondary schools. The author is Heri Mulyono, Zilvia Betty, and Amirul Mukminin. Research design is quantitative research. Population and sample. The population in the article is EFL teachers across Indonesian school levels. Primary school teachers, lower secondary school teachers, and higher secondary school teachers. The sample in the article is 398 EFL teachers who participate in the study after the screening process. Data collection procedure. The data procedure used in the article involved the distribution of 5-point Likert scale questionnaire composed of 2 scales, which was adapted from the literature. The questionnaire was translated, proofread, and validated before being distributed online to the research participant individually or through teacher community group. Data analysis techniques. The data were analyzed using the REST statistical method. Finding and conclusion. The article found that many Indonesian EFL teachers have a low level of digital creativity and instructional creativity. The study also revealed that teachers' digital creativity and age were associated with their instructional creativity, whereas gender and school level did not demonstrate any association. The finding imply the need for further technological training for teachers so that they can choose varying application for their creative teaching. However, the study had certain limitations such as the use of self-administered questionnaire and non-probability sampling, which may affect the generalizability of the findings. So, I think that's all for me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.